Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to Andrea True, the adult film star turned disco queen who captivated the world with her sultry voice and unapologetic presence, best known for her 1976 hit, More More More. So let's dive in. Andrea True, born Andrea Marie Truden on the 26th of July 1943, in Memphis, Tennessee, United States of America. Andrea was the only child of Slovenian immigrants. Her father, Frank, an engineer, passed away when she was just 16. Her mother, Anne, owned a silver plating business and had once released a single as a professional polka singer, performing with Frankie Yankovic's band. Inspired by her mother's musical background, Andrea gravitated toward music early on. She studied classical piano and, at age 11, earned high marks from the prestigious Accademia di Santa Cecilia in 1954. She attended St. Cecilia Academy, a Catholic girls' school focused on the performing arts. At just 15, Andrea began hosting her own local TV show, Teen Beat, on WTVF. During her junior year, she was active in junior achievement and served as vice president of a student-run TV production company. In 1960, she was recognized by the Radio and Television Council of Middle Tennessee for her accomplishments. Andrea went on to study music at Vanderbilt University's George Peabody College but left at 19 to join her partner, David L. Wolfe. They married on November 8, 1963, and followed his academic career from Oklahoma to New York, but the marriage eventually ended in divorce. Andrea set her sights on fame in New York City, studying acting with hopes of building a career as a mainstream film star or singer. Adopting the stage name Andrea True, to avoid embarrassment to her mother and family, she performed in nightclubs and landed occasional small roles, but mainstream success proved elusive. When friends invited her to take part in a pornographic film, she agreed, viewing it as a unique way to gain on-camera experience and sharpen her acting skills. Her adult film career began with roles in Scandinavian movies before she transitioned to the growing US adult film industry. Her breakthrough came with the 1972 film Head Nurse. Around the same time, she also had extra roles in mainstream films like The Way We Were and 40 Carats. By 1975, Andrea had directed her first adult film, Once Over Nightly, and launched her own adult production company, True Blue Films. Over the course of her career, mainly in the 1970s, she starred in more than 50 adult films, working under various pseudonyms such as Inga Kissing, Sandra Lips, and Singe Low. She became one of the most recognizable names in New York's adult cinema scene, alongside figures like Georgina Spelvin, Annie Sprinkle, whom she directed, Linda Lovelace, and Harry Reams. That same year, the Adult Motion Picture Association of America named her Most Versatile Actress. Despite the accolade, her pay remained modest, about $500 per film, prompting her to explore new avenues. She began making cabaret appearances and took on television commercial work, eventually landing a gig fronting a real estate campaign in Jamaica. Andrea accepted a job in Jamaica to appear in commercials for a real estate company. However, during her stay, the Jamaican government, responding to US sanctions after the election of pro-Castro Prime Minister Michael Manley, put strict controls on money leaving the country. This left Andrea with a dilemma. She could either abandon the couple of $1,000s she'd earned, or spend it before heading home. With aspirations of launching a music career, Andrea chose to invest the money into recording a demo of a song she'd been developing with producer Greg Diamond, under their new project, The Andrea True Connection. Diamond flew down to Jamaica, and they recorded More More More, using the funds. Once remixed by engineer Tom Moulton, the track quickly gained popularity in nightclubs. The song became a breakout hit, reaching number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100, topping the US disco chart, and hitting number 1 in Canada. It also saw international success, climbing to number 5 in the UK, number 9 in Germany and number 19 in Australia. Riding on the momentum, a full-length album titled More 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 was released, producing a follow-up single, Party Line, which charted modestly in North America. Starting in June 1976, Andrea hit the road hard, performing nearly 300 shows in just a year. Her group, the Andrea True Connection, ranked 5th on ASCAP's list of top disco acts for that year. In early 1977, she released the upbeat single, New York You Got Me Dancing, which saw solid success in both the US and Canada, climbing to number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 4 on the disco chart. The momentum continued into 1978 with the release of What's Your Name, What's Your Number, a track that reached number 56 in the US and number 34 in the UK. Both songs were part of her second album, White Witch, which unfortunately failed to chart, largely due to poor promotion, as her label Buddha Records was facing financial difficulties. In 1980, Andrea put out her third and final album, War Machine, a shift toward rock and new wave sounds. Despite the anti-war title track being used for promotion, the album was only released in Europe and failed to make an impact. After her third album failed to gain traction, Andrea made a brief attempt to return to adult films. However, nearing 40, she found the industry had moved on. A return to music also proved impossible after she developed a goiter on her vocal cords, which required surgery and left her voice permanently affected. She later spent some time living in Los Angeles before eventually settling back in New York. In the early 1990s, Andrea lived in an East Side Manhattan apartment, where she became known among friends for cooking gourmet meals. In 1994, she performed 2 sold-out shows at the Paramount Theater in New York City and began working on new material, though no new releases followed. Although she gradually stepped out of the spotlight, Andrea took joy in hearing her iconic track, More More More, covered by artists like Samantha Fox, Bananarama, Rachel Stevens, and Danny Minogue. She continued to earn royalties from its frequent use in films, commercials, and even shows like The Simpsons. By the early 2000s, Andrea had embraced a quieter life in Boynton Beach, Florida, where she worked as both a psychic reader and a counselor for people struggling with substance abuse. Her music enjoyed a resurgence when Canadian group Len sampled More 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 in their hit, Steal My Sunshine, leading to appearances on several VH1 specials. These included 100 Greatest Dance Songs, where her hit ranked number 45, Where Are They Now, and 100 Greatest One-Hit Wonders. She also made an appearance in the 2005 documentary movie Inside Deep Throat. Sadly, on the 7th of November 2011, Andrea True passed away at a hospital in Kingston, New York, located near her home of Woodstock, New York. She was 68 years old. A longtime friend, Louise Marcelo Landam, said the cause was heart failure. In line with her wishes, Andrea was cremated. She left behind no immediate family. In a 2002 interview, Andrea reflected, "I want to be remembered as someone who gave people pleasure," then emphasized the words, "with my music." And there you have it. Though she's no longer with us, Andrea True's legacy lives on through her fearless journey from film to music. A true original, she turned bold choices into lasting impact, leaving behind a story as unique and provocative as the era she defined. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.